What's going on, guys? As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment. Without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. So today we're going to be talking about our drip systems. Thought I'd take a second, kind of walk y'all through it. So far we've done the Oya spikes and we've done the soaker hose, but I figured drip systems, I did get some questions about it the other day, so I figured I'd walk y'all through this setup that we have and then also describe and talk about the one that we have over at the neighbors where we grow trees and stuff like that. So basically this is our drip system that we got going here. We're using it mostly for our pots. Personally, I like to use timers, so I've built this absolute nest of hoses here. So we do live in a trailer, so we had to get a splitter, four-way splitter. We have a 10 psi, very important, very important for soaker hoses and drip systems. They need a pressure reducer of 10 to 15 psi. This is a 10 psi. I love timers. There is like my neighbor has a digital timer, but I really don't like it. I like these because you can just set the time and it allows maneuverability. So if you're getting a bunch of rain, maybe you just want 10-15 minutes just to kind of drench something that like maybe the pots, for example, need about 15 minutes, while the soaker hose down in the bed over there actually needs an hour. You can easily divvy that up. You just change it based upon what direction you want it to go, whether it's the drip line or the soaker hose, and you just set it for how long you want. And it's a very set and forget in that manner, and I prefer that. The battery operated ones, like I said, they're very consistent, and sometimes in that consistency you end up damaging your plants from overwatering or underwatering. And I've spent honestly way too much time on timers, you know, setting them all the time, constantly, just every week having to change how the watering needs to be done. So we have transitioned to this cheaper, just dial, you know, set timer. This is a main line. I don't know the exact measurement of it. It's probably like a 3/8 or something if I had to guess. It comes out of the splitter that came with this kit here. We ran it all the way through, and there's basically two types of drip lines that I'm accustomed to. They have this type here, so what you do is you actually cut the main line and it just slides right in here into this T, and then there's a smaller line that you cut and slide right into that T in this smaller section here that runs and just clips right into your drip irrigation here. Now, I really like this. I think it's beginner friendly. If you have a choice, please give this a shot. This is not something that I would use for a large system, just because it would be expensive going, you know, as a whole. It's probably built to operate on a smaller scale. But it's great for direct feeding your plants. Now, one of the downfalls is that these tees for this system, it has a drip irrigation and then it's got these like sprinkle irrigators. The sprinkle irrigators work great like this, but the drip irrigation, you have to actually plug the drip directly in here. It doesn't fit on the hosing. So I think that is a bit of a downfall, but we're not using the drips, we're using those sprinkle irrigators there, so it's all fine. Eventually I am going to be coming through and just putting some landscape staples just to kind of secure this main line a little bit better. But that's really it for this kind. Now, we do have another one over where we grow trees. And the difference on that is instead of cutting the line, there is one where you cut the line and there's like a T fitting, and you can transition that way. But they also have main lines that you have to puncture or drill a hole, force your T or fitting into that hole. And those, I think those are better for bigger systems. That's what we have on the trees over there. But as a whole, I don't think they're great for smaller systems like the one that I just showed y'all. Now technically soaker hoses do fit into the drip irrigation space, and Oyas to a degree as well. When I mention drip irrigation, I'm explicitly talking about the plastic tubing with the little sprinkler irrigators or the little individual drips. There are a wide variety of different kind of drips that you can put on the end of these systems, but ours is a little bit of a shower or a cone. In fact, I'll go ahead and show you guys what that looks like. So if we come over here, what we'll do is, we'll say our potted plants here on this main drip line, we'll go ahead and turn this guy on. Alright, so now it's charged, and all we got to do is say, oh, you know, I just want a couple minutes. And we come over here, and these have a little bit of an upside down cone spray to them, which we really like, as you can see here. And then so just each and every one, they all have their setup. Now this was just a cheap Temu type. You can get different types. I think you should always start cheap as possible. That way you can learn. And then of course, this is the end of our main line here. You can see the landscape staple that we're going to be using to kind of start securing this better. And then for this guy, it's just got a little cap that you slide into here. Some of them have caps, some of them you have to just like fold the ends. Like I said, that's why I like these basic setups, is because it just really helps make it easier while you're learning. But that's pretty much it for today. As always, peace, be kind out there, and we'll see y'all in the next one.